Yeah, it's Dinosaur episode 13 of Jersey Shore Season 2. It's kind of a recap, the finale, to see where everybody kind of went and how things kind of left. Oop, a little loud here. There we go, that's a little better. But anyway, it's a recap on the whole situation on the trip, the girls and everything, what they've been through. So they decided to do some things that were not club related in Miami. They wanted to see what the Miami Everglades was all about. So they went out to the Everglades. They rode on one of those fan boats, which I heard is a lot of fun. But also they ran into crocodiles, so everybody was kind of freaking out. Even though the crocodiles can't, alligators can't get into the boats, it really scared them all. They're like, drive, drive! And the guy's like laughing at them. It was too small, it couldn't get in them. So anyway, so they did see that, and they also had frog legs, which Mike was messing with Jenny, because Jenny doesn't like frogs of any type. He's like, oh, you want one to do? You know, so it's like, it was kind of funny on that. But then Mike's like, being man, they're like eating it. But then like they're driving home and they're like, dude, pull over, I need some air. He hecka throws up the frog legs and he's like, you feeling better? Yeah, I just had a ton of frog legs I had to get rid of. So deep fried doesn't work for everything, people. It sometimes helps, but not on everything. But anyway, Polly, Rosie, Vinny, and Roanna, this is their last date. They want to make it special, so they try to go ahead and make reservations together at 8 p.m. And Vinny's worried because he wants this to be a special date, and Polly and Rosie are hanging out, and they're not sure on the long-distance relationship. Polly seems really interested with this girl, and he wants it to go on a special night. He says when he came down to Miami, he didn't expect to find anyone like this here, so he wanted something special. So I think he really likes her deep down, and I think Vinny really likes Rosanna in a lot of ways. Romana, I'm sorry. So anyway, and at the same time, Ron and Sammy go out on a date on that. And then Ronnie, as Mr. Hyde, comes out where he's like, you're being a blah, 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 and that's dumb. On that. I really feel Ronnie's more bipolar on that, because he says, yeah, I'm saying with a feeling, but then he's not being objective. He's some ways he's like a kid still, where he's going with the emotional moment, not thinking rational on that. And Sammy at the same time is stubborn and hard-headed, so it kind of balances out a little with those two. But they do their thing and just kind of see how things work out. The crew goes out and parties at Bed, is a member they call in the club, Bed. And Ronnie and Sammy make up during the whole thing. During when Ronnie strikes, said, "Look, I love you." You see what I mean? And everything's all happy with them. Everyone's having fun. And the interesting part is that Vinny, you know, these two hoes walk up to him, and there were hoes on that walk up to him and said, like, we want to have a threesome with you. And Vinny goes over to Polly, says, I need help, because in his mind he's thinking, Rosanna, I can't do this. A true sign of love right there, people. He really, really likes her on that. And Polly's like, what's the problem? What's the problem? I don't get it. But to Polly's advantage, I believe Rosia was there with him, so he was like, eh. So, anyway, the situation comes over and pulls, and actually literally took one for the team and played the blocker and took the girls and had the threesome in the bathroom. I don't think they had sex. I think it was just, I don't know, maybe oral or something. It wasn't long enough. In my impression, it wasn't sex. It was just whatever. On that, and you know, Mike in his mind, I think he got one of Vinny, but he actually did him a favor by taking one. And you know, Mike realizes that, but he had fun at the same time. And JWoww was cleaning the cushion, Nicole is cooking, and Sammy does not want to help with the cooking on their last meal. But the situation goes out there to Angelina, or not Angelina, Sammy, and says, hey, they're talking shit about you. Then Sammy comes in and says, hi, Nicole, are you want to have? She's being sarcastic bitch on it, which is uncalled for on that. in that kind of situation. But Mike likes to stir things up. But Mike's ultimate goal was to get her in that kitchen and contribute. And that Mike's actually very smart in a lot of different ways, but he knows what to say to get things to work on some people. So they all have dinner, and they're all giving away funny trophies, and Mike's giving away funny trophies, and some of them are a little awkward. And then it was the most awkward dinner for the last night here, and it shouldn't have done it. And then things kind of blew up a little bit on them, most likely to do what, and most likely to get skin cancer. And Polly said, I'll nominate myself on that one. And then I'll beat you, Polly, on that. And then the crew chilling in the jacuzzi, and then the subject where the whole fake trophies comes up is who was the most fake. And this was interesting because some people were indicating that it was Mike on that, but some said Angelina, and then somehow Polly got into the mix on that because of a nod. Now, Snooki, I don't know if maybe she misunderstood this, went and told JWoww that people were nodding when they were saying Jenny was fake on that. So Jenny comes out, stirs the situation up even more, and I don't mean Mike, I just the issue up more, and Polly starts getting upset. I never said anything to anybody. And Polly, you know, you rarely see him get upset, but he was just flaming mad because here's someone that's damaging his credibility, calling him fake with this. And he's like, hey, who told you? Who told you? Who told you? And he looks right and no, what did you say? What did I say? And that. And Nicole just bursts into tears, says, thank you, Jenny, you know, just goes nuts, you know. She says, she starts crying, says, I've tried so hard, and I mean, I'm so sorry in this, and she's like, she's crying, and she's yelling at Sammy while she's packing, because Nicole's done. And that she's actually telling Sammy, like, I told you this to shut your mouth, I told you this or that, and you didn't shut your mouth, you threw me under the bus when it was convenient. Now everybody hates me, and they're all in the living room and other places hearing this, and they said, I think the whole thing is, Mike says, I think the whole thing's got a little blown up. I don't think we hate Snooki at all. I think the subject was just, got a little too big than what it needed to become. So Mike, being the leader, the figurehead, goes out to Snooki and says, on it, and says, hey baby, nobody hates you. And Snooki is like really upset. He's like, listen, come on inside, I'm gonna take you inside. And he takes her inside, and he says, look, listen to me, nobody hates you, it's just an issue, it's already been dropped. Things just got a little blown up more than what they needed to be. It was a misunderstanding on that, and it's just something we don't need to do it here. And Mike regulated and took care of the problem. And yeah, Mike has a lot of faults, but the same situation knows how to regulate that kind of nonsense to do what's right on that. Alright, so Vinny, they're all had dinner, they're going to bed. Vinny tells Snooki, let's cuddle and all that. And it was essentially the last chair, and Paulie gives the classic race for your life Charlie Brown speech where, like, we didn't know each other and like a year ago, but here we are doing this all over again. And it's like, I'm like, that's cool, it's cool to reminisce like that on that. And it's kind of the end, everybody's packing. Sammy and Ron leave together. Vinny leaves on a thing, but while everyone's getting ready to leave, the crow comes by, rah, 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 and they're like, that's like a sign somebody's gonna die. And that's great. We really needed that. When it starts crowing at you. And I think all the times a crow crowed at me, or a lamb bought at me, or a cow mooed at me, whatever. So, anyway, Sammy, there was a last minute drama where Sammy didn't acknowledge Jenny, which I think Jenny may have been blowing that up because Jenny may not have been in the same room, but there was still tension there, so they'd just drop it and move on. But anyway, they do a group hug at the end, and they all drive on their merry ways back up north to New Jersey. Now, they're coming back January 6th in a new back at Seaside in New Jersey. Now, that concludes pretty much the the whole Jersey Shore Season 2 episodes here. There was a reunion, but the reunion was just a recap of everything that happened and a little embellishment of the other stuff. But it was no point in doing that on that because everything was done. That was the episode. But the other thing I need to do is work of art, which I'm behind on that as well, which I'm going to treat the same way. I'm going to do the same video presentation, because the reason why is this is in the later episodes they get down to 2, 3, 4 people, and I just it makes no sense. It's better for me to combine an episode into one whole segment and just go look at that and review on that. Personally, I don't like work of art, but we'll see what happens when I do it. Otherwise, y'all take care, have a happy holiday, and hope everything works out for you. And I'm going to go get a haircut. So, see you later.